Hello everyone, this is Otherworld20, and welcome to episode 74 of Otherworld20's Let's Play of ATM10 to the Sky. Today's plan, more Ars Nouveau. Well, maybe not a ton, we'll see. Between episodes, I finally figured out how to do this stuff. It's a lot easier than I thought. All you gotta do is get an import bus. Hook an import bus up to your source jar of any kind. I chose to upgrade to an unobtainium one between episodes. And then throw a source cell into your disks area here. So I got one nice and filled up, and as you can see, we have 6.4 million source, which probably an absurdly large number, if I'm not being mistaken. And then very simple export bus source. You can take any source thing. I think I used from ours. I think I used this dude, and it's like a lot of things. Like you either you can like left click to set source or right click to do the other type thing. I thought this is what I used. Maybe it was a jar. Maybe it was a jar. Did I use a jar for this? Might have used a jar. There we go. Left click, set source jar. Right click, set source. Cool. So like left click means that, right click means that. Cool. So that's how that works. Now I know. Cool. I tried using the jar, like this jar, but like Ars Nouveau wouldn't recognize it as a source of source. So say that 3 times fast. So I had to forego that and do the export. So that's where we're at with this. Cool. So that's all done, which means I might be cool to make a summoning focus. But we are going to need a Wilden tribute. We're going to need some Wilden drops. We're going to need some gold. That seems pretty straightforward to make, I think. Wilden tributes are, I thought, pretty easy. I think, is this one where you have to kill the obtained by defeating a Wilden Chimera? Yeah, so we have to do the ritual for summoning the Warden. So we need a ritual from ours. Ritual, that thing I can't say. That word that I'm not good at saying. Ritual thingy. And then we need the Wilden, the tablet of summon Wilden. So as we know, we can do one of a couple different things. We don't have any of the Wilden dudes. We don't have any Wilden drops. I'm surprised to see that. I thought at some point we were like getting some from somewhere, but I guess not. So I guess the trick is we can just like summon like a regular old Wilden, and do the thing. I'd love a place to go do this at. Should we do it like in the end, or should we build like a little platform over by our boss fighting area, which is kind of what this has impromptu become? I don't know. How are we doing on this, by the way? Wow, we suddenly aren't getting much more of that, are we? Oh, you know why? No, wait, did I? Oh, I forgot to hook you up. Haha, well, there's your problem. I was like, what? Why aren't you working? Oh, that's why. I mean, these things were in my inventory for a minute, so they got their own internal, batteries, but then rapidly ran out, which is fair. I mean, in fairness, I could probably just summon them right here, right? There's no reason I couldn't. I'm curious, like... Yeah. I mean, that works, right? Realistically, I'd rather kill them with my sword that has looting on it, right? So, short and sweet, but gets the job done. What I could do is I could copy and paste this structure. So you, let's say to you. I mean, I kind of like the idea of just doing the whole thing, right? And then, that's pretty close. Is that cool? Yeah. And now it might wind up putting some things in there that I don't need it to put in there, but like, I don't care. I'll just break it. We can always get more of those if we need. I'm not too fussed. Now, I guess the question is, like, when I actually summon, like, the real Warden, is that going to be a problem? Like, The real warden like destroys terrain and stuff, right? I think he does. I think he does. Or Wilden warden, you know what I mean? The real guy. Yeah. I don't want to use that one though. So like you. Did I not get any of the other drops besides spikes? I guess not. Oh no, I did get horns. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say. Okay, well let me get a few more, just because clearly I'm gonna need a few more. Oh, that's where you're hiding. I guess this ain't quite big enough. So yeah, I shouldn't do this fight here, right? I should do it probably in a place that will be less less dangerous for me, like the end maybe. I feel like that's probably a good place. And if I remember correctly, you either click them on or drop them on or something, right? One of each gets dropped in. When augmented with all three, the ritual will summon a wild, destructive monster, or destroy blocks around them. Yeah, so not for here. Okay, we're gonna go to probably. Well, maybe I don't want to do it near my automation. Maybe we want to do it here. We'll just do it like relatively far away, but still in the end, right? And then we can do that. And that should be cool. There he is. I think he has like an invulnerability phase for a moment, which is kind of hilarious. Well, we done did it. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I might need a couple of those, so I'm going to farm like 3 or 4 of them, and I'll be back. All right, so let's say this is what we want to do. I'm assuming it's as simple as this and then that. That's right, I made another unobtainium source jar while I was at it before. So that should be cool. And that is going to be our summoning focus, which is what we need to make a Dragon Soul. So now we're short only one thing, and that is the empty Soul Gem. Which I don't think it's too deep into. It's Striker's Higher Binding. That's like mid-game occultism. Am I remembering this a little bit correctly? So with occultism in mind, I thought, you know what would be fun? To bring back Dyer's favorite occultism room. Remember this place? If you don't, you're about to. Cause yeah, that's basically what I want to do. So let's load that into copy and paste gadget. And then we should be able to go like stick this somewhere that's meaningful and nice. And let me figure out where I want to be. So how about something like that? Would that look cool? I feel like that would look cool, right? And then inside the room we'll have Dyer's favorite little setup, right? We'll have the thing that we like. It's fun to me that I can take a build that I enjoyed from a previous series and just make it again. Because Dyer's not a good builder. So the fact that I made something that I'm proud of is, you know, it's not terrible. So what do I need? I don't need to worry about the chalk. I want the bricks, and then these are the big things that I want to make sure I get correct. So I'm gonna like off camera get all this real quick. So this should be relatively easy to get. If for some reason I can't get like copious amounts of those, and we don't have to worry about the ores because I copied and pasted out of Underground, remember? Feral Flare Lantern's probably a good one to have on the to-do. Not much else do I really care about for any of this because we don't actually need any of it. It'll probably place a few things like the skulls, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. So what I want is a Feral Flare Lantern times 5. Maybe we'll get a few extra. And then Basalt and Blackstone, right? So Basalt we have a few of, but really it's, well, we're gonna need thousands of basalt. So basalt's gonna be a thing, and then blackstone. Luckily, we have thousands of blackstone. I don't know where it's coming from, but we have it. Where do we think that's coming from? I don't know. I have no idea. I could not tell you where blackstone is coming from currently. Um, Apparently, we can mix witch water with lava to get blackstone, so that's a thing. But I'm definitely not doing that. Maybe something I couldn't. I'm not doing that kind of mining. No, definitely not that. Don't have a B for it. Nope. Am I extractoring it? I might be extractoring it. I might be extractoring it. If I'm doing anything, I'm extractoring it. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. That is blackstone. And to be fair, functional storage, you should probably have larger amounts of these in your thing, right? Let's just get, no reason not to. So now at least we have a lot. What are you and why are you? So you're deep slate. I don't know why I would have ever said less than, like, why did I do that? Is there a reason I did that? I don't know. It was probably I used a drawer that I already had. That's gonna be my guess. I put a drawer there that was in my AE system and it was downgraded and I didn't notice when I placed it a million years ago, right? And then you're the ancient stone. Cool. So what I need then is basalt, which I'm going to assume that there's a Zycraftian way to get that. So I can either do this. You know what? I like this, and I'll tell you why. Because this one I can take accelerate. This one I can't, but this one I think I can. At the very least, I can improve it, right? Like this one I can't, but this one I can, right? So I'm on board with that. So basic cobble gen needs blue ice and lava. So we have blue ice here, right? So what I should be able to do is if I put a functional storage dude here. Okay, that's blue ice. And then we just put lava right here. And we get a cobble gen. Water and lava. Right? Now, do I need another one for each of you? I do. Boom. 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 And bada bing, bada boom. We're good to go. I guess I could do netherite. Why not? Why not do netherite? One more couldn't hurt nobody's. And then we take our lava, stick it there, and then now we've got basalt for days. Cool. Okay, perfect. And just to be clear, we can't get blackstone from Cobblegen. Nope, just Zycraft, which is unfortunately slow, and I don't think you're allowed to tick accelerate them. I mean, I'm going to try, because nope, you can't. It doesn't even let me do it. It says no. Can we all take a moment to recognize the irony of Soren, of all people, saying, I'm going to prevent my mod from being tick accelerated? Moment over. Back to recording. So, that should be cool. So now I should be able to get a bunch of blackstone. And let's get a chisel dedicated to this, because it's always annoying to have to find the right chisel, right? So if I get a chisel and leave it in there, we should be cool. So you're going to go in there, and then what I want is cracked, flat blackstone tiles. And remember, they're in alphabetical order, but they repeat. So, like, we get there. Once we get to cracked, flat blackstone tiles, that's what we need. Cool. So now if we check here, we should see in our materials list, we have 128 of those. We need 2766. So we need a little bit more blackstone than we currently have. But that's okay. We'll get more in a minute. Let's also get I'm going to get a dedicated chisel for basalt. For that one, we're going to need 1443 of cut basalt columns, right? So looking for cut, basalt columns. So if you don't find it in the first batch, there's going to be like a second batch. There it is. Cut basalt columns. And that should be cool. Okay. And then for now, I'll just put you guys away, because then I can just chisel and find, you know, the ones that I am excited for. So I need more blackstone, or I need more of those dudes, right? So if we check this, we need 2766 of cracked. We're at 2200, so we need like a few hundred more blackstone. Is there blackstone in the end? There is blackstone brick though. I could steal you guys. I don't know why I had all that, but like I could totally steal that, right? Yes. Cracked flat blackstone tiles, I guess. And then we're going to need some deep slate, of which we have enough. So I'm going to call that we have enough. Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go try to build the thing and see if it works. You ready? How much can I get? It's totally fun just watching this thing build, right? I feel like that was pretty worth. Cool, yeah? All right. So a few things we're missing. A few cracked flat blackstone tiles here. Only because I think my original copy and paste of this was missing them somehow. Cool. And then I should be able to exchange her just to make this look a little bit nicer. Cool. And then that's what we're copying, right? Cracked flat. Oh, you're not connected. Yeah, that makes sense. Just to try and make it look a little bit nicer. Only because, you know, Dyer. Is that good enough? Probably. You guys could probably be augmented, and anything else really? Not terribly. So a few gaps, but I'm not going to fix them on camera. For now, that's not a terrible room. Which means we can get started today with a little bit of where we need to be. And that's going to be occultism. So to get started in occultism, I assume there's a quest I can go through. Let's hand in everything we've got. Lots of stuffs, apparently. And more stuff. Bunch of seeds. Maybe at some point we'll find a use for them all. So, occultism. So mystical agriculture has something for me to hand in somewhere. I'm always scanning for the badge that I can't find. It's okay. We'll skip it for now. What's BBL routers? I don't know. Should take a look at it at some point. Occultism, right? How do we get started in this here pack? Little Book of Demons. Do we have those seeds, those Demon Dream? Yeah, we do. We have a few. We can get more. Can you botany bot? You can. And we'll even get Demon's Dream fruit for it. So, ba-doop, and home, and go. Hopper botany pot. Functional storage with 2 because there's 2 outputs. And a little bit of dirt, I assume. And a little bit, speeding it up to make sure it's working. And then locked and linked. Love and functional storage is like I can basically connect to anything anywhere. Like that is really helpful in this world. Like I'm just saying, it's a nice deal. Now I think we're gonna have to grow some trees or something, right? If I'm not mistaken. So I got my dictionary of spirits. I'm gonna get my demon's fruit, and we're gonna want a flint and steel. Spirit fire. Cool. And then good times. So empty soul gem is definitely like where we're headed, right? But I think we need the wood. So Otherstone we get. Can we just like flames it? We can. Andesite becomes Otherstone. And then we need the other sapling. And we need to grow it. And then we can get Spirit Attuned gems as well, right? So diamonds. Andesite, which we apparently don't have any of. Okay. More of a thing to get sorted. Andesite, I assume I can get with something like this. Andesite? Where do you come from, buddy? Water and lava with andesite below it. Fair enough. We have something like that? We really do, actually. That's kind of cool. Let me borrow you two for a sec. And okay. And then we can get our cobblestone generator, which we can upgrade multiple times. It was lava here and water here, right? Yeah, everybody's back up and running now. And then a very simple functional storage oak drawer. Again, locked and loaded. Oh, right, you're supposed to have andesite under you. Right? Is that what's supposed to go under there? Yep. Locked and linked, and then trash canned. Cool. Perfect. Awesome. And then we want saplings. And then we're going to need to eat the saplings, grow the tree, and cut down the tree while under the effects of the Demon's Dream fruit, right? That's right. The sneaking thing doesn't work no more. I don't know exactly why, but it doesn't. Might be enough. I always forget how much I needed this stuff. Good enough for me. So put all this junk away that I collected along with the oak logs. And there's all my otherworldly logs, which will be exactly what we need to get occultism going. And you can go into my backpack, please. Oh, there we go. All right, so now we've got the basics of occultism stuff, right? We know how rituals work. We've done this like a bajillion times, you know, for the most part. So what I want to do now is like prep with the chalk and stuff. So there's a thing to do, like, yeah, unlock all the things, right? Yes, excellent. So that's cool. So let's just get like the chalks that we need. So starting with white chalk from occultism, we're going to need impure white chalk, which is smelted otherworld ashes and burnt otherstone. So that is smelt the otherstone, and that is toss some of you. That's right. I always forget that you can't do that no more as in modded Minecraft. That should hopefully be enough. And then let's toss otherstone in there so we get the stuff. And then we'll get some more andesite. And that should be cool, right? And we'll leave that stuff there. Cool. So white chalk needs to be spirit fightered from impure white chalk, which burnt otherstone. Didn't I literally just make that? Explain. Polished otherstone? Oh, how do you get burnt otherstone then? Oh, you have to smelt polished now? What? What? Since when? Oh, that's how it works. So now impure white chalk. That's a new thing, right? Like that was never a thing before, was it? Now I should still have my copy and paste on this guy, right? So we should be able to figure out like who all goes where if I want to follow the same layout that I did before. So what we can do is we can get you, and we'll set up like this is the first summoning that we would do, right? So it's got 4. So I'm thinking it's like that, right? For sure. That seems right. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I can't copy and paste with the chalk, but now for candles, we should be able to get a bunch of those. Right? And then we'll need a sacrificial bowl. We're going to need a lot of them, right? And then one of them gets upgraded to the golden one. And we'll make more otherstone in like under a second. Okay, otherstone for days. It's the wood that's annoying because you have to do the demon's dream through, but whatever. All right, so this feels like a good wrapping up point. We got the very basics of an occultism room going, right? We'll come back next episode. We'll progress through occultism and get our thing, and then we'll find out what's next. For now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and do more funs. For now, take it easy.